Everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. Friends, this will shock a lot of you. It's been reported that a Kenyan man has handed his own wife, 25 years old woman, to the police for doing what? Something very sensitive. This woman faked her own pregnancy. All the months she's been with her husband, unknown to him that what the wife was carrying was not pregnancy at all. He's been off and on with her, playing along thinking that his wife was really pregnant. But what this woman did is going to shock everybody. The 31 years old man, that's the husband, who is known as Rono. He's from Ugly area in Nakuru County in Kenya. Has been married to his wife Patricia for 5 years without a child, and said that he was very excited about the pregnancy when his wife told him that she was pregnant for him. And with all excitement, imagine people for 5 years, no child, and your wife will now come and tell you that she is pregnant. How are you going to feel? Everybody will be very excited. Even if you're not the husband and you just hear that kind of a news and you know the family, you'll be happy for the family. This was the excitement the husband had. But it turned out to be something different. The husband said this, that his wife broke the news to him in December 2020 that she was expecting their first child, and he was very excited. And soon afterwards, the husband said that he noticed his wife was stuffing clothes around her belly to give an impression that she was expecting a child. He was wondering that why should this woman be stuffing clothes all over her, and when she is saying that she's expecting a child, is that not a place where she should live so that the child would have enough space to grow and the belly will have enough space to expand? This was why the husband was actually explaining, and the husband cited this because he was confused. Why is that happening? And he said whenever he wanted to touch her belly to feel the baby bump, that his wife would get angry. She wouldn't even allow him to touch the belly or even come anywhere near her to have his hand on her belly. And that was why he kept on wondering what is really happening. The clothing, and then now he wants to even feel the baby bump. Every man will want to do that. Once your wife is pregnant, you want to either feel the movement of the baby. Even if the baby has not started moving, you just want to touch that belly for the first time after 5 years. And even though he already knew that his wife was hiding something, but he didn't really know what was happening. Why was she hiding or preventing him from touching her belly? He kept on with the flow with her. Reno said he provided everything his wife asked for during the 9 months period. Later, he now realized that his wife was hiding something, and he decided that he was going to keep a close watch on her to know what is really going on with that belly. Why should his wife be stuffing off clothes when she has told him that she is pregnant? And at that point, the husband was monitoring his wife, but to his greatest disappointment, he realized that his wife was not pregnant all along, that she has been faking the pregnancy. And you know what this husband did? He didn't go and confront her. He kept quiet and he played along with her. She used to tell him she was going for pregnancy checkup in Kericho, in that particular county where they were staying. He gave her money every time she needed it. Knowing that this woman was faking the pregnancy, he just wanted to see what would be the end at the 9 months, what this woman was planning to do. He said this included money to go for fake prenatal clinics and also money to buy clothes for the baby and other essentials. He just had to play along with the wife, since the wife didn't tell him what was going on. She only said she was pregnant. And he was so disappointed, knowing that the wife made him excited, all for him to find out that she has been faking the pregnancy. And after 9 months of the fake pregnancy, Patricia requested money from her husband to go and give birth at the Kericho Hospital in August 8th, 2021. This was just few days ago. Reno said that he gave her money, and after few hours she informed him that she had given birth to a bouncing baby boy. You can see how this woman fooled herself, unknown to her that her husband already knew that she was faking the pregnancy. The husband said that she left by herself, promising to call and update him about the delivery progress. He didn't go along with her. But he was shocked when she called later in the evening, telling him that she had delivered a baby boy and was already at the Chepson Trading Center on her way back home. Unknown to this woman still that the husband is already aware that all of this is fake. And he said that his wife had the audacity to stun him even more. Even the strongest woman in the world cannot have the strength to immediately wake up from the maternity bed after 30 minutes of giving birth and board a public vehicle to return home. You see where the woman did not even think very well before taking on her act of pretense of the whole pregnancy thing, even up to delivery. And that is the truth. Which woman would just after delivery, you now stand up immediately with a newborn baby and then board a public bus? Even the hospital will not allow the woman to live with a newborn baby. And then she now felt she was playing the husband all along. The husband said that he sat back and waited for his wife to bring the baby home, but she decided to go to her perinatal home in the East constituency to recuperate for a few days. She didn't come back to her matrimonial home. She finally showed up 4 days later carrying a baby boy in her arms. And then when he arrived home that evening, when she came back, he found her with the baby, who didn't look like a 4-day-old child. The baby looked much more older. And that was when Reno, the husband, decided to end the 9-month show by reporting the case at the Kericho police station yesterday. He had to make this report because it was just too much. His wife had gone too far. And the wife now confessed that she had no means of giving birth. She was barren. And that the baby, now in custody because the police had taken the child, was given to her by somebody. She actually bought the child. She had heard from villagers about an old woman who sells children, and that was where she now visited this woman and felt that her wish had come true. And the woman asked for 50,000 Kenya currency, and she had to buy that baby from this woman. The wife, that's Mrs. Reno, said that she paid 2,600 deposits the day she visited the suspected child trafficker at her home. And since Mrs. Reno didn't have cash, the woman agreed to exchange the baby with a tea seedling worth that amount. And when the police officers visited the suspected home, they noticed she had recently planted tea on a portion of her own land. That tea she was planting in her own compound was for her to repay the woman whom she bought the baby from, because she didn't have cash. And the woman requested that, okay, since you didn't have cash, what I want in exchange was that particular tea seedling. The suspect is also said to be a notorious woman for procuring abortions, and then when these women will come and they don't want their babies anymore, she would now buy these babies from them, and in turn she would sell them out to other villagers or women who are seeking for babies. Mrs. Reno told the police that she supplied the woman with the tea seedlings on August 10th, 2021, and thereafter picked the 3-week-old baby at night. And she said what forced her to do this was a desire to have a baby, and a baby that she can call her own to save her own marriage. Yes, we feel sorry for women that are going through all of this, even though what the woman did was wrong, but at the same time you feel sorry for her. She's going through a lot of pain of barrenness, not being able to have a child in marriage. That can be very, very frustrating. A lot of women have even lost their marriages because they couldn't bear children for their husbands. Some of them, their husbands have sent them away. Some of them, even in their presence, their husbands have remarried another woman in that same home, living with the woman, all because she can't have children. Mrs. Rono said that she knew of her barrenness in 2015 after she visited a gynecologist who revealed this to her. And in 2018, she underwent a medical operation to unblock her fallopian tubes, but still she couldn't conceive. And she had no option but to resort to what she had to do right now by buying this child. Mrs. Reno also confirmed that her husband, who claimed that she had stuffed her belly to a fake pregnancy, was not lying, that she got the prenatal booklet during her first visit to a local dispensary after the nurse filled in the primary information, that she did not wait for a medical examination that confirms the pregnancy, that she left the facility with the book and has been filling it by copying notes from another woman's booklet. It's so sad that she had to go to this extent to get a child. I know that, yes, that situation is really heartbreaking. And also, a joint raid by police officers from the Kericho police station failed to arrest the suspected child trafficker. The suspect's phone was traced to Kisi County, a different county entirely. Her daughter, who was at home, did not want to be questioned because the woman had already disappeared, knowing that since they have arrested Mrs. Rono, definitely they will come for her. Because when they now got to the woman's house, that's the trafficker, the search for her, it was only her daughter they found there. And the daughter said they didn't know who these officers are looking for, that they should leave them alone, and that they don't want to be disturbed. They didn't want it to answer questions from the police or anything, because the police didn't have any right to arrest the daughter, because whom they were looking for was their own mother, and that was how they left. They didn't arrest the woman, although they are still in search of the woman. Also at the compound was a weakly young woman who claimed that she was the suspect's granddaughter. The suspect had called her in the midst of the raid, inquiring about the officer's business and whether they are still around. This was what was happening as of the time the police came to arrest the grandmother of this lady, because it was later identified that the woman in question is not even her own mother, is her grandmother. But the police is not letting low. They said they are still out there in search for this particular grandmother to ensure she get arrested, so that she would stop taking on these babies that other women would abort and keep in her possession, and she would intend sell these babies. It's really sad. I know the husband felt so bad that the wife was faking the pregnancy and didn't want to tell him what was happening, and that was why he had to report the wife to the police. And you know, it's a big offense when you go and buy babies from all of these women that sell babies. The government in virtually every country is trying to put that to a stop, so as not to encourage women to sell their babies. And right now the wife is still in custody because she committed an offense. Even though people understood her plight, it's really painful to live without a child. It's really painful to be married and you can't bear children for your husband, and knowing that the fault is hers. Her fallopian tubes were blocked, and even unblocked, yet she couldn't conceive, owing that she can't have children for the rest of her life. It's so painful that a woman would live knowing that she can never have a child to call her own. Mrs. Reynolds felt the best and the easiest way was for her to go and buy this baby. And this baby was a very tender child, that even if she had carried that child, people would still think that she was the mother of the child. But unknown to her that her husband knew all along that she was faking the pregnancy. And why he reported was because his wife played him all along. His wife was stuffing her belly and then making him look like a fool for 9 months. And he played along when he realized that his wife was lying. He didn't want to confront her. He just wanted to see how she would end up with a child, or telling him that this is his own child. It's painful. Even men that are taking care of babies that don't belong to them, unknown to them that these babies are not theirs. When the man eventually finds out that he's nursing another man's child, it's very hurtful. No man will be happy to find out that a child that he's taking as his own, being excited, coming to hear that that same child doesn't belong to him. No man would take that. Like previously, I had posted a video of a man who later found out that a child he's been taking care of for the past 4 years realized that that child was another man's child, and his wife came into the home with another pregnancy, claiming that that pregnancy did not belong to her husband. On finding out that this child doesn't belong to him, the husband passed away immediately. He couldn't stand the pain. You know, it's very painful. Yes, we understand from the aspect of the man and also the woman. Both of them are in pain different ways. But then, notwithstanding, doesn't justify the wife's actions. At least, maybe if she had put her husband in the picture and explained to him that, look at if we can maybe adopt, it would have been better. Probably they would have adopted babies. There are babies in the orphanage where they keep them there. For some women that don't want to have those babies anymore, you can go there and adopt these babies legally, and you know that you carry this child. Even though it's not from her own womb, but she still has a child. That would have been much better than going to buy a baby, which a lot of countries are against, and they're trying to stop that from happening. In this situation, we hope that the husband should forgive her, knowing that it's the pain of a mother, a pain of a wife, a pain of a woman for not being able to conceive her own child. It's not easy living like that. Some women have even done a whole lot of harm to themselves, all because they can't bear children for their husbands. Some women have watched their husbands bring in another woman in that same matrimonial bed where they used to be together. Watch another woman take over your home. It's not easy to live like that. And when you see women go through such pain, you feel so sorry for them because they didn't plan for all of this to happen. It's such a pity. Some women are going through that pain up till date. Well, we hope that the husband and the wife, that's Mr. and Mrs. Renault, would reconcile their differences and live together, and probably they should sort for a means of either adoption. That is the best and the most legal way to have babies once you're unable to. Some people go into the act of surrogacy, where another woman will carry the child but having the connection with her own husband, so as the husband will know that his blood still runs through that child. That is another way again, and it's also legal because it's not a way where you go and stuff or buy babies in an illegal way. We pray for women that are suffering or going through the act of barrenness, that God should bless them with babies, or God should make a way for them to have their own child in a better way. Friends, what do you all think about this? Looking at this right now, it's somehow painful for the woman who is unable to conceive and she decided to go and buy a baby. Do you think that was the right way? And her husband reporting her to the police, do you think he was right or justified by doing that? Please, whatever you think about this, you could put down your comments at the comment section. Thank you for coming up today. We pray for women out there seeking for the fruit of the womb, that God should bless their womb. A lot of women have stayed for so many years and eventually God blessed them. May it happen to other women out there too. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please don't forget to hit on the like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.